Hi everyone, welcome to the Layer0 tutorial video on measuring Core Web Vitals with Layer0. In this video, I'll cover what Core Web Vitals are and what they mean for your site, how Layer0 can benefit you in measuring your site's performance, setting up metrics tracking on your site, and an overview of metrics reporting in the Layer0 Developer Console. So what are Core Web Vitals? Well, as of May 2021, Google has begun ranking websites based on a set of performance metrics called Core Web Vitals. This change effectively makes site performance an SEO ranking factor. Websites with good Core Web Vitals may be placed higher in search results, while those with poor vitals may be placed lower. Unlike Lighthouse performance scores, which are based on synthetic tests, Core Web Vital scores are based on measurements from real users of Chrome as reported in the Chrome User Experience Report. Core Web Vitals can be tracked via Google Search Console and PageSpeed Insights. Optimizing Core Web Vitals using the official tools presents a number of challenges. For one, it could take up to a few days to see how changes to your site affect performance. It may also be difficult to diagnose metrics data based on a specific page or URL. And even after making changes to your site, it's impossible to A/B test the impact of site optimization on Core Web Vitals. So why use Layer0 for Core Web Vitals instead of relying solely on Google Search Console? We recommend tracking Core Web Vitals using Layer0 so that you can see how changes to your site impact Core Web Vitals in real time, correlate Web Vitals to your application's routes, analyze scores across a number of dimensions such as countries, device, and connection type. Identify which pages are most negatively impacting your search ranking, and use Layer0's edge-based split testing to A/B test the impact of performance optimizations on Core Web Vitals. So let's walk through on how to set up your site to measure Core Web Vitals on Layer0. If you are new to Layer0, you will need to sign up for an account before continuing. We make this simple by allowing you to use your existing Google or GitHub account. Now that we've signed in, we need to create a new site. Since our focus is on performance metrics, let's create a new site to measure Core Web Vitals. Give the site a new name, such as My Demo Site, and click Create My Site. So now that our site is created, we're presented with a few different options for implementing Web Vitals tracking on our site. We can use a traditional script tag, or if using a tag manager, such as Google Tag Manager, we are provided with a JavaScript snippet that should be fired on each page of the application. If you already have an existing Layer0 project set up, you can use either npm or yarn to install the Layer0 rum package. In this case, you will need to add the code snippet to the application so that it runs once the page first loads. Once you have added the code snippet to your site, you will need to redeploy to start collecting data. It can take up to 10 minutes for Web Vitals data to appear. With the site set up to start tracking real user data, let's review some of the metrics recorded by Layer0. Because our demo set we just created will not contain any useful data at this time, I'll switch over to the Core Web Vitals tracking on our live developer documentation site. When we load the site's overview page, we're presented with an entire section dedicated to Core Web Vitals. Starting from the top down, we're presented with the filter option. We can also filter our metrics based on a wildcard path, or even by browser, country, and more. Below the filters are graphs displaying the different vitals over a 24-hour period. Let's go over each of the metrics. LCP is the largest contentful paint. This measures loading performance for a good user experience. LCP should occur within 2.5 seconds of when the first page starts loading. CLS is the cumulative layout shift. This measures the visual stability of items shifting during loading or rendering. Pages should maintain a CLS of less than 0.1 for a good user experience. FID is the first input delay. This measures the time from when a user first interacts with the page to the time the browser is actually able to begin processing event handlers and respond. For example, clicking on a link to navigate to a different page. A good user experience would have a delay of less than 100 milliseconds. And lastly, we have TTFB, which is described as the time to first byte. This is not a parameter that affects Core Web Vitals, but it is a helpful metric to assess performance. This measures the duration from when an HTTP request is made to when the browser receives the first byte. Factors affecting this can range from network latency, TLS negotiation, and response from the web server. Cached responses served from Layer 0's edge result in lower TTFBs and overall good user experience. As we scroll down, we can see the 10 worst pages for a given metric. This is helpful to determine which paths need the most attention for improvement of the user experience. Continuing on, we have a breakdown of all available dimensions. Here you can see how your user experience is performing based on browser, connection type, geographical region, and type of device, such as mobile, tablet, or desktop, plus more. This wraps up our quick overview of measuring Core Web Vitals on Layer 0. For additional information, please visit our documentation guides at docs.layer0.co. Thanks for watching and have a great day.